Those are my friends.
Good tidings, friends. Today is a momentous day.
It falls on me to deliver bad news. Hey guys, this is TheRadiantDehd, and welcome to the Beginner's Guide. Hello? Oh. 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 Love the soundtrack to this. Where did this island come from? How do I get out of here? Hello, is anyone there?
Hello.
Thank you, random lady that's breathing in islands for me. Is that a person? How lovely. It's been so long since I talked to anyone. What's wrong? You look lost. No, I like it here. Look at these trees. Completely out of ideas. When I try to create, I feel empty. I have nothing left to give to my work. It really is beautiful. Oh no, what's wrong? Does something change? There was a machine that kept me going and it stopped. I'm trying to find this engine that used to protect me to start again. Sure, let's go down. Whoa. It's like milk. I think I know where it is. It isn't far. Why'd you have to take me to it? I need to see it to know why it stopped. Can I get over there? Yeah. Okay. I can take you to it, but there's a problem.
Game featured Coda talking explicitly about his creative frustrations, this one turns it up to 11. Now, put yourself in my shoes playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even. And yet, still, he keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why? What is it for?
Oh. Alright. I can take you to it, but there's a problem. It's guarded by a difficult puzzle. If you can help me solve the puzzle, we'll find the machine. Deal. Deal, deal. It doesn't matter what I say it does it. We're gonna end up there one way or another, right? Deal. Perfect. Nice archway, by the way. I like this bridge.
From my perspective at the time,
Come along, I'll show you
what I knew of him,
you.
This was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble, just sitting at his computer all day, not really showing these games to anyone, not releasing them onto the internet, and so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on.
Open the... Oh, wait. Not close the door. I want it open. You have to open the door. Beautiful. Now what? You have to close the first door. Okay. Alright, what's next? Now you just press the switch here. Yeah.
You can't talk yourself out of loneliness.
Before this.
It doesn't work that way. You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
I can't. Okay, here we are. There's no machine. Trust me, you'll see. Oh my gosh, like the sounds in the background are just horrible. You have to say that game development is simple and joyous, that you love it 100% of the time. Okay, making games is... Oh no. But it wasn't true. Don't worry about it, just keep talking. Keep saying that creation is easy. It's not! When I make games, I feel completely energized. I'm constantly excited and enthusiastic about my work. It is easy, never stops being easy. These are all lies. Yes, that's wonderful.
Seeing this game at the time
Yes,
that he
there was
made it,
a world.
it looked really unhealthy to me. I was watching him do this to himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped. It's like, video games are not worth this amount of suffering.
Every time I make something, I feel a bit better about myself. Just never stop creating and you'll never feel bad. It's a simple solution.
This is someone I really cared about. And I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing for me.
Patience, you have to trust me. I promise this will work. Please continue. Oh, actually. Stop making me lie. Sorry.
I don't know. This is what I felt at the time. I don't know how else to explain it. I wanted it to stop more than anything. I had never felt so rotten. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this to stop.
Incredible. That's it. I'm free. You alright?
But it didn't stop.
Is that Coda?
After finishing this one,
Was that
Coda
the lady
takes
I was
another
talking
7
to?
months and comes up with a new game.
May 2011. Okay, I think it does go to the end of 2011, I want to say. Oof. Hi. Ma'am, I'm glad to see you arrived safely. We've captured the machine that is awaiting for you now. You can begin the interrogation whenever you like. Intend to be quick, quiet, or brutal. Quick. Very good. Just be warned that someone called the press, so we might have a bit of attention on this one. Also, one more thing you should know about something you should know about the machine. It calls itself Coda.
And of course, it's the machine.
That's unsettling. You stopped. Oh, it's the 3 dots! Oh! Stop feeding us. Your work was keeping us alive. Your work was keeping us healthy. There's people out there, can you imagine what you put them through? It was only because of your creations that any of us could make it through the day. How could we possibly go back to trusting you to do this job? So here's what needs to happen. You need to go out and apologize to them, and you need to admit to the people you allow them to suffer. I've been so alone. Apologize for leaving me. No, nothing. Think carefully. I know how to hurt you. I've seen the thing you fear. Alright, then I'll apologize to the people on your behalf. Hi. My followers are my friends.
Good tidings, friends. Today
friends.
is a momentous day.
It falls on me to deliver bad news. The machine will not apologize to us.
And the only thing I can do is to drink my own pee.
But this is not important. We are stronger than it thinks we are. We will find a way to live without it. We do not need its games. Let us pay it retribution. Let us show that we are not failures. Follow me, we will destroy the machine. Follow me, we will destroy everything the machine has created. Oh no, I remember this part.
So now the work is becoming self-destructive. And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that Coda is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people, to get some actual feedback on his games. It might get him out of isolation. And so, as I'm thinking this, I realize that I could be the one to initiate it. Because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for him? If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral? Would it give him confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work?
Oh, this room was so nice.
So I started showing Coda's work to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
Put down your weapon. Okay.
Can you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do? Because it's the thing that I
Oh,
always feel
no.
like I need, to be told that my work is good, that I am good. When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better. And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend.
no.
I did something, I really felt like I'd done something good, like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy. So beautifully, beautifully happy. So anyway, Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's. This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made. So let's take a look.
Okay, this is where it just all... Oh my gosh. I remember all this.
And this is where I have trouble saying anything meaningful about Coda's work. Because more than anything else, the tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very cold game. This room actually has a maze in it.
Oh.
Except
Oh,
that all the walls of the maze are invisible. And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise. So the experience is really miserable. The game goes beyond not being meant to be played. It actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all. But I do want to show you the rest of the levels, so when you're ready to continue, press enter and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
yes, please. Oh.
And to be fair, it's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable. Like the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever.
Which
I
I'd be
had
totally
to cut it
fine
off
with.
so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end. But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze? The only way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code. Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me, except a lot of my time. If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
Okay. Whoa.
The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door, meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side. So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first 2 challenges, and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress. And it's scary for me, the idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely, just saying, you know, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem. I feel like a failure, I guess, when I can't fix the problem. But I can open this door for you, so let me do that. Was I a failure for not understanding this game? I mean, I don't know why I would be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution, but I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why. I remember, it's June of 2011. I'm playing this for the very first time, and as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person. I have no idea who this person is. It wasn't the guy I knew, it wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them... I had been trying to, though. That was the thing. For years I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for. I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the 3 dots mean. And he wouldn't.
Love the music in this game.
I just felt so strongly that if I could have connected with him, that if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy. It was that I needed to see myself in someone else. I needed to be someone other than me. But he stopped and left, and it felt somehow like I had failed. Where did I screw up? I'm the reason that you stopped making games, aren't I? It's because of what I did. I poisoned it for you.
Dear Davey, thank you for your interest in my games. I need to ask you not to speak to me anymore.
I don't think I ever told you this, but when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt... it felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable.
I wonder at times whether you think I'm making these games for you. You've so infected my personal space.
The people who played them, they treated me like I was important. They really listened and cared about what I had to say. Even though I was showing your work, I felt good about myself. Finally. For a moment, while I had that, I liked myself.
You've so infected my personal space that it's possible I did begin to plant solutions into my work somewhere hidden between games. There was an answer, a meaning. Would it make you any happier? I love how reflective the flow is, by the way. Would you stop making my games and showing them to people against my wishes? Or taking my games? Giving them something that is not yours to give, violating the one boundary that keeps me safe? Would you stop changing my games, stop adding lampposts to them? Would
and then you
let
stopped,
them be what they are?
And I didn't have anything left to show people. I just had to be with myself. And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all. Nothing. Less than nothing. What does that mean?
When I'm around you, I feel physically ill. I desperately need something and I cannot give it to you. I literally do not have it. Struggling to come up with new ideas is not making me depressed. Low points are just a part of the process. The fact that you think I am frustrated or broken says more about you than about me. Realize that this doesn't make sense to you just yet. Which is fine, you are not my problem to solve. But I do hope that one day it clicks and that you will make peace with this thing you're wrestling.
I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself.
When you finally see what I am talking about, don't say anything.
That's why I'm releasing this collection of your work, is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up. If I apologize to you truly and deeply, will you start making games again? Please, I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your work to see myself in. I mean, is something wrong with me? Because I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again, like I'm an addict. There has to be something wrong with me. Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself. Please! I'm fading, and all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay. More love, more praise, more people telling me that I'm good. Always more. It's like a disease. Solution. I guess if someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games, maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate. I wouldn't have told so many people that he was depressed. Maybe he just likes making prisons. Even now, the disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you. If I knew that my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation, what would that even be? It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable. Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like. What now? I think I need to go. And I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot that I need to make up for, and so I'm just gonna... Okay.
I honestly don't know what to say at this point. This game's gonna break me down to tears again, but it's what makes for a good story. Whether or not Coda actually is real or not, and whether or not you actually decide to believe this story, it has the emotion that's meant to drive a story. It's pulled off beautifully. we back? This feels like the beginning of the station again. Forgot how long this hallway is. Hello, Whisper Machine.
Turn back from this cave. You said, let me prove that I'm brave. Let me keep going. But the cave goes for miles and miles and miles. And you're so tired, but I know that you're strong. So turn back, turn back.
Alright guys, I'm gonna leave it there. If you've liked this series, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment, any criticism, any games you want to see me play, and I do absolutely love emotional games, which is shown by this. So if you have any good ones, be sure to leave them below, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. The machine will not apologize to us.
And the only thing I can do is to drink my own pee.